Alright, this has become my favorite matchup in the league, and as expected, both teams basically had the same defensive game plan since the WCF. The Thunder were trapping Luka in every SNR, and were pulling over early on that low rotation to either tag the big's role, sink to cover the big when their man rotated, or just to help out on a size disadvantage. All that just conceded open looks from the corners, especially on the weak side, and Klay could have converted more than he did, but it still worked out because at least Najee was getting downhill on the catch per usual instead of settling from deep. He was even doing the same thing in transition, and that was actually their best way to combat the Thunder's half-court defense, because if it wasn't a trap on Luka, it was them firing on his post touches or shading his angles on any of his ones. They basically did everything to take him out the game, so in order to avoid that, he had to take tough shots, and they were even quick to sell on Kai whenever he was on the court without Luka. Neither of them had a real chance to establish a rhythm, and other than Joe, they were comfortable reading all their perimeter players, so the two were seeing different bodies throughout the night. But on the other end, it was the opposite, because Shai was getting to his spots with ease, so he was in a rhythm throughout, and the big difference in this one compared to the previous matchups was just Hartenstein. Shai's always gonna fry in his ones, and that's what he had to do in their 5-out with Shet, but it's even easier for him to do it with Hartenstein as a screener, because it's creating a lot of space for him when the Mavs bigs were in a drop. But he made the right reads no matter how the bigs defended that two-man game, and even Dub got to his spots a lot easier because of it. He just didn't convert on many of his looks until the fourth, but many of them didn't convert on their looks from deep in the first half, and per usual, the Mavs were conceding the 3-ball in order to protect the paint. Their bigs were cheating off the Thunder's weakest shooter to park inside, and even the others did the same whenever they were in position to rotate over, so the Thunder were just fortunate for Shai's offense, especially in the third, because he single-handedly got them going to break the game open. But their defense was just as crucial in that quarter, and even throughout the entire night, because their effort was consistent, and that was even more important than all the schemes. They burned the Mavs for damn near every turnover of theirs, and even won out on the O boards, because they had all their guards crashing, so they got to a lot of the 50-50 balls, or even ripped it from the Mavs at times. But that effort was what won them the game in the fourth, because the Mavs started their quarter on a big run that was shifting the momentum in their favor, and then they forced 4 straight turnovers right after to shift it back. Just watch the tape.
Gilgeous-Alexander, Caruso, Wallace!